Hi, welcome everyone. I apologize for the delay. Technology sometimes has a mind of its own, but I am so happy to be here. I am Stefanie Goldstein. I'm a clinical psychologist and mindfulness educator, one of the co founders of the Center for Mindful Living. And it's just so lovely to be here. So let's see who is here. We have Carl from a miserable day in South Wales. I hope you get some sunshine soon. And we have Ted from Sweden. It's cloudy. Eileen, happy New York Marathon Day. Yes, I know people who are running in that too. So I marvel at anyone that can run a marathon. And Brenda from sunny and lower Delaware. I love that. Welcome. Ellie voted today. I love that. Sarah from Unreasonably Warm in Toronto. Hillary from the Chicago suburbs. Peter from the UK. Wow, I always love how international we are. Okay, hold on. My dog just got a bone, which is going to be really loud. Okay, sorry about that. This is just a little bit of a slower, discombobulated morning. And so I think today is just going to be about meeting ourselves where we're at. Because what else can we do? No matter how we want ourselves to be, how we wish things were, or how we want them to be different, or we feel if this happens, then it'll be okay, or when this happens, all will be fine. And yet, this is just how it is. And so even this morning, as I was getting ready and trying to get online and getting my tech support and, and I don't like being late, and yet I was. And had there things I could have done, differently? Of course. We always co-create our reality, and yet I didn't do those things differently, and here we are. And so I can continue to rail against what's happening or shift into acceptance of, okay, I'm going to start a couple minutes late. It's okay. People are generous and forgiving, which I appreciate. Yes, you guys all are. And I think I also had faith in that like we're this really beautiful community and it's going to be okay no matter what it is. And this is such a tiny, moment in time where the stakes aren't very high. And yet it's such a profound teaching that I come up against and come into and am invited into all the time. And I think as particularly those of us in the States are looking to Election Day on Tuesday, and we're going to have all sorts of feelings. And of course, I'm not sure when Election Day is for those of you in other countries, but I know you each face this when it's your Election Day as well. It doesn't always go your way. And it's really hard to accept that. And it can feel incredibly painful. And there can be so much resistance to what is. And that is where our suffering comes in. There is the pain of the reality. And I'm sure most of you by now know this really powerful Shinzen Young equation, which is pain times resistance equals suffering. Pain is a constant in life. There's nothing we can do to prevent there being pain, whether it's physical pain or emotional pain. But our resistance to that pain, the story that we create about the pain, that is where our suffering lies. And, with every presidency there's ever been, there's a group of people who are happy about it and a group of people who have a story about how bad it is. And who's to say who's right and who's wrong? Because it is just what it is. And that's what's going to happen in the elections. Some of us are going to be really happy and hopeful, and others are going to be despondent and feeling despair and frustration. And yet it is what it is. And so when we can move into that acceptance, which doesn't mean we like it. I didn't like that I was late today. I can learn from it. I can be more prepared. I can certainly make steps, and that's where my empowerment comes in. But I can't change what happened today. And I encourage everyone to vote, to use your voice. It counts, it matters, it always does, even if it feels like it doesn't. And to also work with that equation no matter what the results are. And in this moment, I'm talking about the upcoming midterm elections, but it could be about anything in any given moment. And so that, my friends, is going to be our practice today. Really settling into acceptance of what is. And so I invite you to find a place where you can sit comfortably for the next 20, 25 minutes and invite your body, your mind, your heart, your soul to arrive fully. And if it feels comfortable, closing your eyes. If not, just finding a place to gaze softly on the floor in front of you. And take a few long, slow, deep breaths. Breathing in, allowing the belly to fill completely. And breathing out, allowing it to deflate completely. Taking life one breath at a time. And some days we need more long, slow, deep breaths than others. And so starting this practice by listening to your own inner wisdom, taking as many of these big, nourishing breaths as you need. And letting your breath find its natural rhythm. And the body's infinite wisdom, it knows just exactly what to do, how to breathe itself. And tuning in now into the body. Just taking a moment to notice how the body feels. Noticing any places of pain or discomfort. And see if your body actually naturally wants to shift in some way. To adjust, to support your body and feeling more at ease. And then there's places of discomfort that even shifting won't change. Noticing your relationship to these areas of discomfort. What is the story you're creating? Are you wishing it away, explaining it, wanting it to be different? See if you can investigate it, noticing how it feels in as much detail as possible, releasing the story for a moment and just tapping into the sensation. Maybe it's a slight dull headache, some tension in the muscles of your shoulders, a tweak in your back, an achy joint, heavy eyelids. With as much description as possible, noticing how the discomfort feels. The dull, sharp, heavy, hot, cold, neutral. Notice if any emotions are present. See if you can be with this discomfort just as it is. Noticing the thoughts that may be coming and going, the story, the judgments. And see if you can continue to just let them come and go. And checking in with this discomfort, asking what it needs. Does it need to rest? More support, acceptance. Opening up and listening to your own inner wisdom. Seeing if you can wrap this area of discomfort and your whole self in your loving, compassionate awareness. Like you would a cozy blanket on a cool night sitting in front of a fire, wrapping your own hurt and worry, discomfort and pain in your big, beautiful, loving heart, compassionate, open awareness. And instead of resisting the pain, you are inviting it in, loving on it, comforting it, seeing what it needs, tending to it as you would a sick friend or child or loved one. Notice if there's any resistance here, and that's okay. Invite that in too. All parts of ourselves are welcome, even the ones we find more uncomfortable, less desirable. They're all welcome here in this big, beautiful, open-hearted space. And if it feels helpful, placing a hand or two on your heart. I invite you now to expand your awareness, this open-hearted awareness, to include all of us here. Each one of us holding the parts of ourselves that are uncomfortable, painful, unpleasant, and expanding our awareness to hold each of our precious hearts and bodies in humanness. and sending these wishes to all of us. May we accept ourselves exactly as we are. May we find forgiveness and compassion in our hearts for both ourselves and each other. May we know peace and ease in our hearts by accepting things as they are. And for this last wish, I invite you to turn to your own heart and let whatever wish come forward that naturally emerges, that may just be the exact thing you need to hear in this moment. And taking a big breath in, letting your lungs and belly fill completely, and holding it just on the edge of fullness. And then audibly exhaling. Let's do that 2 more times. Inviting your shoulders to drop, the muscles in your face to soften, and to use the sound and the exhale to release any tension and tightness that is no longer serving you. And our final breath together, breathing in. And as we bring this to a close, I invite you to open your eyes if they were closed. And joining together as we complete our practice. I would love to hear what's coming up for each of you, what shifted, either physically in your body, emotionally, and what you can bring with you as you journey through the rest of your day and into this next week. Inviting that acceptance, that softening, an effort to find more peace and ease with what is. And as always, if you feel moved, we greatly appreciate any generosity in your donations. It helps allow us to continue to offer this for free and to provide scholarships in our programs. And we always just really appreciate any generosity you can give, even if it's $1 or $5 or beyond. And so, Peter, sitting with a toothache, helpful not to resist. Yes, it is so hard when you have just that chronic pain. But I am curious if the pain shifted at all when you stopped resisting and you opened up more to just accepting that it was here. Yes, best to get to the dentist. Of course, acceptance does not mean we don't do anything. We accept what is, and then we decide how we best want to meet and greet and take care of what's here. So it's not a passive acceptance. Peter, yes, good. I'm glad you will take care of yourself, and I'm glad to hear that it did soften. So I wish all of you a really beautiful day filled with your own self-acceptance and acceptance of others and softening and allowing what is. And I loved being here with all of you. We are here nearly every Sunday, and when we aren't able, we then will stream a meditation that has been played previously. So know that we are always here. And Ted, it's really nice to just relax and breathe and release all the tension. You're most welcome. Okay, thank you all so much. Take good care. We'll be together again soon.